Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm just getting ready to jump on the turbo and do a quick session this morning. 50 minutes, 5 by 3 minutes, at about 410 watts with 3 minutes of recovery in between those. I've been doing some 2-minute intervals at about 430 watts. Then I've been having a minute rest, and then I've been doing a minute interval at 460 watts. I've been noticing that 1 minute interval, I've been starting to come to the end of my reserves. I have a feeling that if I lower the power just down to around that 400 mark, then hopefully I'll be able to do 5 repeats of 3 minutes. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. It's feedback, internal feedback. If I manage to complete it, then I'll know and I can adapt the session again going forward. But I just wanted to chat with you briefly because this is going to be part 1 of today's sessions. I'm going to be training again this evening. In 6 hours time. I got recommended a video this morning. YouTube knows me well, obviously, from GCN, and it was like a challenge, I think, between Andrew Feather. He was on a cheaper bike or a lower spec bike, and Cy Richardson was on a higher end bike, and the concept's been done a couple of times, and the results always remain the same usually. It's funny, when I watch those videos, I always know the results and stuff. But I always like to read the comments because videos like that I feel are very relatable to what I do, and reading the comments really helps me get an idea of what people want to see. How they felt when they watched the video, what they thought, and what sort of content they want to see going forward. So kind of like research, I suppose, But I came to the conclusion that actually a lot of people want to see, I think, videos like this, like training videos, behind the scenes, your mindset, how you get yourself ready for these sessions, weight management for hill climbing particularly, because of course a lot of the stuff that that they do in that department with Andy is hill climb related challenges. My videos are always POV type videos. You're coming along with me on the day. I mean, essentially they're vlogs, right? So those high-end videos of events or challenges, like when I went to VO2, they're few and far between, because for the most part, I need to keep the channel going with daily videos of showing you what I'm doing and what I'm going through. I actually received a comment on that VO2 video just last week from somebody who was watching a cycling video on YouTube, and they fell asleep halfway through, and they woke up and YouTube had automatically played my VO2 video for them. It amazes me how massive the platform is and how massive the cycling community is, because even though we've got 25,000 subscribers nearly, we still there's people that still don't see any of what I do. Hopefully those people that have left the comments under that video, they'll hopefully maybe find this channel and scratch that itch, finding these videos on a day in a life, how we go through the motions, how we prepare for it mentally and physically for hill climb races, not just hill climb races, but generally elite level performance. When I see things like that, it motivates me to keep making more videos, because I know the call is there for people to want to see stuff, and they might not know it, that there's stuff out there that they can watch that has unfiltered, raw vlog style behind the scenes, which is essentially 98% of all my YouTube videos. More often than not, it feels like it's the same thing over and over again, but actually what it teaches you is that is essentially my life, and the life that the athletes that we see on TV, that's essentially their life and how they live. It's the same every single day. They train, they prepare themselves, they tick the boxes, and they get to where they need to be. So it motivates me to see that people still want to see that. And you can see it from Visma Lisa Bikes YouTube channel. Their video from Inside the Beehive got 500,000 views on YouTube currently. It's just People want to see that stuff. Cycling is a brutal sport, particularly when you're trying to get to the top of it. I know this can be very unrelatable for a lot of people, so it's why I try to keep as many of these vlog style videos in, because it helps keep it somewhat relatable. But at the end of the day, we're all human beings. We're all going through the same things. We're all going through the same pain. We're all going through the same suffering. We're all going through the same, lack of, confidence on some days. It's part and parcel of it. So anyway, I'm going to get on the bike now. I'm going to tick this session off, hopefully, as long as I've got the dosage right. And then I'm going to head out on the bike later. So let's get to it. Well, that was a class session. Actually, perfect dose, I think, for where I'm at right now. And after a workout last night too. So that was fine until the last minute and a half of the final 2 intervals. I started to really feel it then. And I left erg mode on just really for the purpose so that I could just go and not worry about the effort. I knew sometimes roughly, if you've got an accurate number that you want to be at and you want to accumulate a bit of time there, erg mode's just, rock solid. But I wouldn't recommend it all the time. When I started to get bogged down in the last minute of those 2 intervals, that's when I was thinking to myself, this might be an opportunity to switch erg mode off and just freestyle it and finish with whatever I've got left. Because at the end of the day, my heart rate's going to stay high, lactate is high, so it doesn't really matter. It was bang on, it was perfect, so I chuffed with it. I'm heading out to the shop now, but I want to get your advice on something. Charlie bought me these shoes. Let me know what you think of them. I mean, they're not really shoes, but I've had to wear socks to them because that's what all the cool kids do apparently. And now that I'm 30, I've got to make the most of it. Right, it's the afternoon now. I need to take this happy birthday sign down as well because it's been up for far too long. In fact, it's been up for 2 weeks. Maybe I'll just leave it up until next year. Or Charlie's birthday. So I've got the Vuelta on in the background. It is peak procrastinating material, but I am actually doing some useful stuff. I am writing out a couple of scripts for YouTube videos, some ideas as well, and also some content, as well as replying to emails, coaching emails, as well as making sure that people are aware that this is the last week that they can get the 8-week hill climb training plan that will build up to the British Hill Climb Championships, because as of this weekend it will be 8 weeks out. So after this weekend you won't be able to get the hill climb training plan. So I've dropped the price. I've got an offer on, so if you're interested, email me down below in the description. On days like today when I'm training twice in one day, although it's my favorite thing to do, train twice in one day, I actually feel like the second session almost always goes better than the first session. And tonight it's like a chain gang with a couple of hill efforts as well, so I'm actually really looking forward to it, especially after this morning session. Although that didn't turn into a morning session, it was almost a midday, almost 1 p.m. session, which is my own fault because this morning I was a bit late starting laptop work. Then I started editing a video, which I uploaded, and it's going out tonight. But it's days like today where things get away from me if I'm not too careful, because if I am training twice in one day, you know, by the time you get sorted, get on the bike, you do a couple of hours, you come back, you change, you clean yourself up and whatever. And then you sit down and you do stuff, and then I think on the face of it, it feels like it's an amazing day because I get to train twice, I get to do what I need to do and focus around that time. But actually in reality, I'm practically, like, I'm sitting here with my legs up, Welter's on in the background, and I'm still doing it, but it's just taking me a little bit longer than I would like. So that's what's been happening. I gotta make some food before I go out, because when I leave to go on this next ride, Charlie will be still in work. So when she gets back home, food will be ready in the slow cooker, hopefully. So I need to prepare that before I leave, and it's 4:10 now. I need to leave in about an hour and a half. So again, I need to finish this, prepare food, make food, get out on the bike, and then come back home this evening. So it's all go. It's all happening. But I've got to make sure I finish this before the last 10 kilometers, because I want to see them all suffering up this 13.5% gradient. I don't think Wout's going to hold on to the leader's jersey. So it's quite late by the time I got back from my ride last night. It was about 9:15. Luckily food was ready. We were on it yesterday evening. But I wanted to hit you with some footage from last night's chain gang. It was a beautiful evening. I even took a KOM, actually 2 KOMs. One was on a flat road as well, would you believe? So we were headed out to a climb. I wanted to do another couple of efforts just to add to what I did in the morning. Add on top of the stimulus. Double VO2max sessions. We love them, right? So I went out there, did a good effort, and then I met up with a group. And a small group this week, which was strange, but actually meant that we were able to hit it harder. And the wind was very favourable on our return leg. Myself and Russ, and Dan as well, but Dan got tailed off near the end, sadly. We absolutely flew back, and that's where I managed to take the KOM for the return leg of the chain gang route. All thanks to those 2 guys though. I just did a little bit of work at the end. So we flew back. Yeah, it was super quick, like 50k an hour plus for a good while. I tried out the hyperlapse video feature as well to see what it would be like, but I just wanted to wrap up the video properly. I know the start of this video was a little bit long-winded, so I appreciate you sticking around till this time to listen, but I think it's just something I wanted to say because, you know, more often than not I see these videos and I enjoy the fact that the cycling community is quite diverse and there's a lot of content out there for you to watch and consume. And I think, to be honest, all I want to do in this channel is to, you know, not only do the challenges and do fun things and also, you know, try and push myself to the limit, but also to have fun and hopefully give you something to always come back to that's very consistent. You know, knowing what you're going to get when you come to this channel, I think is a very meaningful thing for me. So that's where we're going to end this one. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe if you're new. I don't say that often enough, but I do appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.